Everybody, my name is Nick Mendoza, and I directed an independent feature horror film titled Videotape Terror back in 2012. Now, this film was an homage to direct-to-video and SOV horror films of the 1980s. One of my greatest inspirations was the 1980s cult classic, Gore-Met Zombie Chef from Hell. Not for the quality of the film, but rather the awesome cover artwork that was meant to grab you at the video store and trick you into renting it. It was the YouTube of the 80s, where anybody could make a feature film and get it on video store shelves. I was lucky enough to speak with a great actor and really nice guy, Chuc Presley-Clubb, the actor who played the health inspector in Gore-Met Zombie Chef from Hell. I wanted to get his behind-the-scenes memories and see what it was like to be on the ground floor of an 80s project like this. I think you'll find his interview very interesting. This is Nick Mendoza from Horror Breakdown, and I present to you Chuc Presley-Clubb from Gore-Met Zombie Chef from Hell.
This is just a trip because when we filmed that movie, I had actually, before we filmed that movie in 1986 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and in Lincoln County, North Carolina, up on Lake Norman. And we couldn't even get an actress that would go nude, so we had to get a stripper from a club called the Paper Doll that would take her shirt off and show her tits. And before I had done that, in 1985, I was 18 years old, and my agent I had in Charlotte, I actually worked on The Color Purple when it was being filmed, because it was filmed entirely here in North Carolina. And that's before Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah and all them were famous, because I thought Oprah's name was Okra. And then in 1986, before I did Gore-Met Zombie Chef from Hell, I had worked on North and South Book 2, which was an ABC miniseries. I was Patrick Swayze's stand-in for that, and also got to work on an HBO movie with Raul Julia called Florida Straits.
Okay,
and,
were you were you also like a stage actor or anything?
Yes, I've been doing stage theater since I was 7 years old. And
okay.
I mainly do comedies. I've won 3 acting awards for the Charlotte region for comedies I've been in. I do musicals. I do some like straight plays or, murder mysteries like Agatha Christie, but most of the shows the directors want me for are, they always call me the male Lucille Ball because I'm always getting into something. And so I used to do a lot of comedies, but the Gore-Met Zombie Chef from Hell, the gentleman that wrote that was one of the nicest men ever. His name was Don Swan, and
that was his real name.
That's his name, Don Swan.
Well, I remember seeing it, but I'm like, oh, this must be just a made up name.
Nope, that
right?
was his name, Don Swan.
Okay.
That was his given name, and he had actually, before he passed away, he was not, but like. In his late 30s, right, maybe 40, when he had a heart attack. And he had actually cast me. He was doing a show, another movie. It was going to be, of course, a B-rate movie. It was called Rock and Roll Zombies.
Well, I saw a clip on YouTube of you, like one of the, probably an older play you were in, the Dearly Departed one. It was pretty funny. So I was thinking comedy was your prime genre, because you did so well on it, so I thought you seemed very in your skin there.
I do a lot of comedy stuff in this area, in the Charlotte area, and a lot of Southern comedies. I like to do like Neil Simon and stuff like that also, and musicals. I've had the lead in quite a bit of musicals and stuff, but I think working on Gore-Met Zombie Chef from Hell, that was an experience because if you've seen the movie, I didn't realize it was on YouTube, and one time somebody told me they saw it, and I know at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, I had some friends up there, and apparently I didn't even know it was up there, and they had rented it near a store near campus and brought it to work and brought it and had it keyed up to that scene where I'm in, and I was like, oh, my God. I couldn't believe that they actually were showing. I mean, I didn't realize it was, but I've had people say they watch that when they have keg parties and get drunk and stuff.
Well, so when did you actually, you filmed this in 86? Is that when it was filmed?
It was filmed in the spring and summer of 1986.
Okay, and so then did you know what the scope of it was going to be at that point? Was it, like, well, what did they tell you? Like, you got it through an agent? Is that what you were saying?
Yes, I had an agent in Charlotte at the time, and most of the people that were in the movie were from the same talent agency. And it was just, I had just got through working on the HBO movie, Florida Straits, and the director asked me that I wanted, because Don was one of her clients too, Don Swan, and he basically, I didn't even audition for that part. For that show, he just basically asked me that I want to be in it because he liked me, and so I said, sure, I'll be in it, and I didn't know, it was going to be as cheesy as it was, but we had a ball doing it because it was so cheesy.
Well, it looks like I guess the bar scenes they shot at Smokey Joe's Cafe in North Carolina.
Yes, that was shot at Smokey Joe. That's where we actually had the premiere of the movie at also.
Oh, okay, so you saw it. Was it shot on like Super 8 millimeter? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so you saw it. You came to the premiere, right?
Yes, the premiere was at Smokey Joe's. And
you came, and then what did you think when you saw it?
We laughed our asses off, basically. We just laughed our asses off, and because we were a little tipsy when we were watching it.
You have to be. It's one of those movies.
Oh God, it's a bad movie, but it was so bad it was funny. We had a ball just sitting there watching it, and like I said, they couldn't get a legitimate actress to take her top off, so we have a upscale. One of the upscale topless bars in town is called the Paper Doll, and so they had to go get a couple of girls from the Paper Doll that would show their boobies because the other girls wouldn't do it. I know it sounds selfish, but because I really did like Don Swan a lot, but if he hadn't, I know he couldn't help he passed away. I'm not that selfish, but he had cast me in that movie Rock and Roll Zombies, and it was better actually. The material was better than the Gourmet Zombie Chef from Hell. It actually had some more storyline to it. And, I was 18 years old, and he had wanted me to do the lead in that. I'd already signed papers, signed the contract for that and everything. So, and then he passed away.
Well, did you ever rent the movie from the video store or anything?
Actually, some friends of mine I worked with, they rented it.
They rented it. So did you ever see the cover of the movie, though?
I never did see the cover of it.
Well, okay. You probably remember this since you were that age in the 80s and everything. But all the video distributors, what they did was they had like the sleaziest or the big box cover art and everything, and they just tried to grab your attention in the video store so you would rent them. And the cover on that is like notorious. In fact, people stole it because I guess it's a cover that Camp Video, the distributor, the ones who commissioned the film.
Yeah,
they're the ones who set dressed it and made it. And it's just an awesome cover of like a severed arm and then chef like a cleaver.
Oh, okay.
And a cutting board and everything, and it's got like nice colors and everything, and they have the back all blacked out, so it just looks amazing. And other especially overseas companies started just stealing the cover and putting them on like other movies.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize it was that popular.
Well, because the cover was, it just caught your attention, and then you watched it, and then like I remember as a kid when I would go to the video store and then rent something and be like, what the hell did I just do?
I know, exactly. Well,
you get home and you're like, I was tricked. And they also put on the back of the box that the runtime was 90 minutes, but the runtime is actually 67 minutes.
Oh God.
So which barely even qualifies over a full feature because pretty much the minimum definition that's most accepted I guess would be about 61 minutes, 61 minutes.
Feature.
So yeah, so it was pretty bare bones.
Well, it was fun filming it because it was just I've grown a lot. Like I said, I was just out of high school and in college when I did that, and I'd mainly done theater stuff. That was like the very first. I'd worked on The Color Purple and North and South Book 2 and the HBO film Florida Straits. But whenever we got the words, it was just the way it was written. It was just written so cheesy, and I had never done anything like that before, and I was just like, what in the hell have you gotten yourself into? But my agent was cool with it because she was his agent, too. She was Don Swan's agent, so...
Oh, okay. And then you said they use a lot of the same people, right, that were under the same agent?
Yes, and I was actually too young to play because the health food inspector part, it was written for somebody older, and see, I was like 18 when I did that, and of course I had the 80s hair with a big, like, boy band hair, big hair jacked up from here to Jesus and back.
Yeah, you had like a mustache going too, so it helps you look a little bit older.
That mustache, see, I can't. I'm Cherokee. I'm white and Cherokee. One side of my family's full-blooded Cherokee, and I can't grow. I don't have body hair. People think I shave my arms even now because I just don't. That mustache is basically Maybelline.
Oh, okay. Well, it's hard to see on the film because it's hard to see on the film because it's kind of Super 8 millimeter. It's even a little bit dark, and then all the transfers we've seen are like there's only tape masters, so nobody really sees even if you could get a better Super 8, there's still limits to that. So
well, it's I know like the show you saw on the Dearly Departed, I was supposed to have a beard on that. That's all Maybelline too, just about.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't grow facial hair. I'm just one of those. That's my Native American coming out. I cannot grow facial hair even to this day, and it's like it's fun. But I think what tripped me out is one night I haven't heard about the movie because I saw it. It's been probably about 8 years ago that the person from where I worked brought it in, and just one night I was like, well, I'm going to look on YouTube and see, and I found that on YouTube, and there were some other guys on there that were narrating the film, and they were funny as hell. I don't know who they were, but they were narrating the film and talking about the different scenes coming up and everything, and all of a sudden here I am on there, and I went, oh, shit. Doing comedy is probably, if you ask most actors, it's probably the hardest thing to do because if you don't have the timing, you'll screw the whole thing up. And
that's true.
I've been in a couple shows for people that have really never done comedy before, and they throw their laugh lines away or they just don't peak at the right time in a performance, and you have to know your timing to do a comedy. And there's a lot of things I can't do, but that's one thing that I know that I'm good at is, I thank God I can do that, but the directing part, there's no way. I admire anybody that directs because to me that's the hardest part of the whole show. I couldn't do it.
There's a big resurgence among VHS collectors and stuff because when DVD came out, everybody was kind of liquidating what the VHS tapes they had, so now there's rare and stuff. And so
yes,
the Zombie Chef one, if you look up on eBay and if you ever want to go through completed auctions, you'll see that every time it comes up, if it's on VHS, it goes for $90.
Okay.
And then if it's the beta one just went for $70. Betamax.
I forgot about Beta. You're too young to remember Beta. Oh man, Beta! I remember when I was small, my dad's brother bought a Beta recorder, and it was $700 or $800 when they first came out. Mm-hmm. And I remember the old Betas and stuff, but I didn't realize that they would go for that much now, the tapes and stuff.
Well, people just really want them for the covers because it's that awesome cover. You should definitely check it out. The cover is just amazing. It's probably one of the best video covers I've seen. It's just looks awesome. It's cheesy, but it looks awesome.
Well, some of the folks that were in it, I have no idea where a lot of them are now. A lot of the folks that were in it didn't even live around here. They came in when we shot the film, except for the titty girls from the bar. And That was in 1986, so I'm sure they're still not working at the topless bar, because if they probably would be sagging down to their knees by now.
Right.
So I
That'd
guess
be the afternoon on a Monday. They'd be the afternoon shift on a Monday.
Yeah, on a Monday, correct. But they got them regulated to the back of the bar. But
well, I'm curious. Did you actually Did you take any pictures while you were there, or did you save anything from the production or anything?
No, I didn't, and like I did for The Color Purple and stuff like that, because I've got pictures where Oprah took pictures of me, and of course you saw my name. I've got two last names. I always tell people I kept my maiden name, but because it's Chuck without a K. My parents knew they were getting a weird kid, so. And then, the Presley is my mother's maiden name, and I have a member of my family who I never tell people about unless other people in our family tell folks, but my mother's father, my grandfather Presley, and Vernon Presley are first cousins, Elvis Presley's father. So he's my fourth cousin.
Oh, that's cool.
And I don't usually tell a lot of people because they think that movie stars just automatically appear on Earth and they don't have relatives. And
right.
Either they think you're, oh, yeah, right, sure. But, so Vernon Presley and my grandfather are first cousins, so that makes Elvis my fourth cousin. And, but that's not why I have Presley on my name. I have both parents' names. I have my mother's Presley and my father's Clubb with two B's, Clubb. So I have both family names.
Yeah, they just listed you in the video at the time as in your credits. They put Health Inspector Chuc Clubb.
Yeah, they didn't put they left out. They thought that was my middle name or something, and I was so mad at that when they left that off. And a lot of times they'll spell Chuck wrong. They'll put a K on it, or Clubb with one B. And, yeah, but it's Chuc Presley-Clubb's actually my name. It's hyphenated.
Otherwise they got it right. They spelled it right. They just missed the Presley part, which is big, but.
Yeah, it is, because that's been my name for forever, and I don't know why they left that off there, so. And
then now that probably messes up your IMDb profile, right?
Yeah.
The guy who played Goza, it's like Theo DePay or something? Theo.
Oh, for the zombie movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got paid for that.
No, I mean, the main character's name is Goza, and then his first name is Theo.
Yes.
Yeah. Were you, friends with this guy at all?
Yes, I was, and he also worked in the HBO movie I worked on, and I'm trying to think of his name because I haven't seen him in almost 30 years. He worked at the same talent agency I did, and he was a diva. He was a diva. He thought that because he was older and we were just a bunch of kids that, he knew better. He knew more than all of us, and God, I'm trying to think his name. I can see his face right now.
Well, his first name, it says, is Theo, and his last name...
Theo Devine, yeah. Theo Levine.
Well, they spell his last name Depuay.
Okay, maybe he changed it for that. But, yeah, his name was Theo Devine.
Okay.
Or Theo Levine. I'm sorry, Theo Levine. That's actually his name, his given name.
Okay.
Yeah, now he could be nice, but he could be a bitch too. I mean, he
well, I mean, he killed you
sometimes.
He hit you in the head. I mean, he cut your mouth. I always thought that was funny. You died from a machete being shoved in your you got hacked in the head. I mean, that wouldn't kill you. That would just hurt a lot.
Well, what they did was so funny on it. They had the machete a piece cut out so I could bite down on it. And I remember that because the machete had a shape of a mouth cut out in it so I could bite down on it and put it in my mouth so it looked like it was supposedly went through my head.
Well, it looks like it just went through your mouth, so it would have cut your mouth off, your lips down all the way. Like it wouldn't kill you in one shot. You would bleed out for a while, and then or you get infected, and then you would die. But it's just funny because the next scene is because you're like, I'm gonna have to shut you down, and then it's she comes at you and you get machete to the head.
Yeah, yeah, and then I end up being in the stew.
Right, and then, which is funny because he needs the I don't know if you remember the story, but he needs to eat human flesh to survive, otherwise he deteriorates. So I don't understand why you. So I don't understand why would he serve you to other people? He needs to save you for himself. He doesn't want to serve you.
Oh, and then the one who played, I think, the witch in it, the brunette, her real name is Kelly Kanicki, because a friend of mine dated her brother, and her part was just so weird too. She's the one that played, I think, the demon.
The one at the end that takes him over.
Yeah, the one, the brunette, she had dark hair. Her name was Kelly Kanicki in real life, and she was a trip too. But the whole thing, and to be honest, and the second movie that I was going to do, Rock and Roll Zombies, was written a lot better. It was mainly for kids because, like I said, I was 18 and it was mainly for like 18 to, I think, 25-year-olds, and it was written a lot better. I think he had taken more time on it, and he had some more collaboration from other people. And
well, I think this one was just commissioned kind of quickly to be done, and then, I guess Don Swan had done some other stuff that was like kind of impressive, or at least impressed the Camp Video distributors enough to commission this from him.
Yeah.
And so then I guess that then it was to move on to that. But having read some stuff there was somebody that did an interview that, not with me, but that I read, where he worked for Camp Video, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I wish I would have saved all that Gore-Met, zombie stuff. He's like, back then it was just crap.
Yeah, it was, but I wish you could have been at the at the opening when we had the screening for it, because it was, like I said, it was in Smokey Joe's, and you had all these rednecks in there drunk as hell, and it was different. It was totally different. Because after being at a rap party for The Color Purple, where Steven Spielberg puts on the spread, and then you go to doing the spread for that, and it was a culture shock. So, but,
well, thanks a lot for all the insight. It's definitely good talking to you, hearing about it. Yeah, I'm a fan of the movie in that kind of way, like in the way the movie's kind of designed not to be taken seriously at all. So.
No, it definitely wasn't for taken seriously. Well, I appreciate you, Nick, for getting in touch with me. That was really cool of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I was asking about the other stuff, because I know, I'm not trying to make this like the highlight of your career. It's just something that kind of fell into the vein of what I was working on, so that I'm, like a marketing.
Oh, no, I don't care. I'm not ashamed of doing the movie. I've always made fun of it and had fun with it, but, I'm glad I got the opportunity to do it, especially to work with Don, because like I said, he really was really a cool man. He was super nice, and, He was really a nice man. He wasn't one of these directors like some that you see that are just total assholes about stuff. He, you know how some directors can be. They can temperamental, and he didn't take himself too serious. He had fun with everybody else, and he was just really a neat man.
Well, thanks for your insight and all of that. Can I get you to say one of the lines from the movie, though, really quick?
Which one do you mean say?
It's your one main one. You just go, look at these bugs. I'm going to have to close you this time. I'm going to have to close you down this time, Goza.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Look at these bugs. I'm going to have to close you down this time, Goza.
That's perfect.
I'm so silly. Oh, God, I don't drink. Maybe I should have had a cocktail anyway before I did that. But
you were underage. You were underage.
Yes, I was underage. But, Nick, it was good talking to you, and please let me know whenever you get everything done on that.